Well, that lighting's kind of creepy there. Forgot last night when we were out that we were out of eggs and stuff, so I'm gonna hang out here until Chick-fil-A opens and get something for breakfast. But I was inspired to make this video by some comments that somebody made on my last video I did, talking about how you should make use of your greatest asset in the Philippines, which is your wife and her family and connections and stuff and the things they know how to get done. And this one guy is telling me how stupid and clueless some Filipinos are, and they are, granted. like my wife pointed out in the video when I was joking around with her and telling her, hey, you're ruining my video, don't contradict me. When she's like, you can't trust all of them, which is obviously true, And, but then I got a reply back from the guy, and I find out that he's single, He tells me he's college educated, he can read and all this stuff, and he goes where he wants, when he wants, for as long as he wants. He's not going to hide at home like a simp, That's what all the cool guys do when they're like insulting everybody else and they think they're special. They call people simps and stuff. And talk about how your wife must keep you on a short leash, And so he was, talking about how he's not going to be hiding at home in the compound, at the house while the family runs everything, and not go to the market because they'll charge more and all of that. And, bravo, that is awesome. But it doesn't make him cool. It makes him single, He's professional, college educated business owner who only dates professional women. Well, that right there tells you what you need to know. He's single. What's that have, that has nothing at all to do with somebody who's married. Those are two different lifestyles, I spent the vast majority of my life doing what the hell I wanted, whenever I wanted, and going where I wanted for as long as I wanted, and nobody in my life to tell me what I was supposed to be doing, And that didn't make me special. I was single. And and that's the way I wanted to be. I didn't want to have to deal with that shit again, especially after this one early marriage in my life that didn't work out, and I was just not interested in going through that shit again, And eventually, though, I ended up in a different situation, a different stage of my life, and kind of just accidentally fell into this whole, Philippines thing. It wasn't my, grand master plan or something to go to the Philippines. And eventually, I found my way to the woman who became my wife, and we're married. When you're married, that's a different lifestyle from somebody who's single. If you go to the Philippines and you're single, then obviously, it wouldn't apply to this guy since he's, highly educated professional who's, Charles in charge, But a lot of the guys that go over there, they don't have any money anyways, If you talk about some of these older guys who are living on Social Security or a pension and stuff, they better be in charge of what's going on, because they don't have the money to let somebody just start spending off what they've got anyways, The only smart thing to do is to be in charge and decide for yourself what's going on, where every penny of that money gets spent, and how it's done, Those are two totally different things, though. If you're married, you've already made your decision about who you want to be with. If you're a married person and you still think, well, you should be able to just do what you want when you want and go where the hell you want whenever, then you're not really married, So we're talking about two completely different lifestyles. See, they've just turned on the drive-through lights. But that's the issue that a lot of guys, I guess, don't seem to understand, that their position as a single person and the decisions they're going to make and how they want to do things is obviously completely different from a married person. When you're married, you've made the decision already, okay, this is the person I want to be with, and we're going to have our lifestyle together. Fuzz. And the decisions that you make, they should be made together. If you don't want to be in that situation, you want to be making your own decisions all the time, And for sure, if you just want to be able to go wherever you want, whenever you want to go, for as long as you want, then you shouldn't be getting married, okay? There are topics that we discuss that are totally different for a married person and a single person. And that doesn't mean that one group of people is better than the other. It just means they're different. When someone's married, they're no longer an individual. The two of them together are an individual, okay? Just like they tell you in church, the two will become one. And the only reason for someone to get married that makes any sense at all is if you have found that one person that you just want to be with all the time, And I understand that a lot of guys, when they go over there, as I said in the other video, they they just kind of fall into a situation where they start dating some girl, and then they end up, okay, well, we're going to get married and we're going to build a house now for this person and everything. And there was no kind of planning in it. Like the video I made before that about most guys who go over there, they don't have some master plan, They just end up over there. People were talking a lot about, Mark Thornton, as he clearly said in a lot of his videos, he just went over there, try and have a fresh start, and things developed, So for most people who go over there, they don't have some big plan, especially people you're talking about in a certain demographic, going over when they're older and just trying to find a cheaper, more exciting place to live than where they are in the United States or England or Australia or wherever. Those are the three countries that usually get mentioned a lot just because you're talking about people who speak English. Basically the same anyways. Like they talk about England and America being two countries separated by the same language. So that's why Philippines is so appealing to English-speaking people, because there's so many people there who speak English to some degree or another. Even there, of course, you're going to find a lot of women who don't speak English that well. You can just be joking around with them about something and they'll take offense about some little phrase or something because they have no clue what you're trying to say. And it's good if you could find somebody who is a bit more educated and knows the English language well. Like I say, my wife, went to college to be an English teacher. Her family is all teachers, basically. So even people over here, we get together and meet other couples where the woman's from the Philippines and the husband is like, wow, your English is so good. And a lot of women, don't really speak great English. Of course, when it comes to getting things done in the Philippines, they don't necessarily have to speak great English. They need to be able to communicate with you well, and you need to be on top of what's going on and know what they're doing. I'm not saying that you should just sit back and not make decisions. If you're married, you should be intimately involved with all of those decisions. They should be joint decisions. But single people, you don't have to worry about that. Go out there and do what you want to do. There's nothing special or cool about that. It's just a different way of being. Hell, I never thought that I would get married again. I was plenty happy enough being on my own, I thought, but my life I'm living right now, super happy. And that's because I found the right person. If you find the wrong person, then and it's someone who doesn't know anything and has no clue what's going on, I'm not sure why you would want to marry somebody like that in the first place. I'm assuming that most of my viewers, if they're married to a person who has a brain. So those are the people I'm talking to, like in that last video. But if you're single, rock on. Do your own thing. Go wherever you want. Drink as much as you want. Screw whoever you want. And if it makes you feel cool that you're doing it, and that everybody who's not doing it is a simp or on a short leash or something, that's cool too. You can think what you want, Nobody cares. So, yeah, there you go.